Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Come on in, get comfortable. I'm in my pajamas. I got my ER suit on. My big T women, friends, take your bras off. Let's get comfortable. Okay, so today's topic is 10 things that make no damn sense during COVID. And these are my 10 things. So if they're not yours, don't worry about it. These are just some things I'm going to see if we got in common. If we got in common together. Don't worry about me messing up. Sometimes I'm mess up. I talk real fast and I'm trying to record. So anyway, number 1 for me is I'm going to do it from least irritating to most irritating. So number 1 is my least irritating thing is with the paper straws. Paper straws at restaurants, fast food restaurants. Doesn't make no sense to me. Why are we using paper straws? And then across the way, you over here at McDonald's, they're using plastic straws. You go over here to Burger King, they're using paper straws. Where are you guys getting your restrictions from? Who's telling you what you can and can't do? Because everybody's confused. I don't understand why paper straws would be a thing, but let's move on. That's the thing. Number 2. So, is no cones at Rite Aid. Now, no cones at Rite Aid, for me, doesn't make any damn sense. Because you're going to use that same nasty ass water that you've been using to wet up the tool to get the ice cream. So that's more of a pandemic type of situation to me than you having some dang cones. Everybody got to do what they got to do. But number 3 is coming in through one entrance. Everybody is. And one exit. Now that makes sense if you're in a small store because you need to count how many people are coming in and so you can keep the social distance thing going on. But Walmart has been open throughout the whole pandemic, and they don't count how many people are coming in and out of there. So I don't understand why we're using one entrance and one exit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But number 4 is shutting down the public bathrooms. Why can't I pee? Like, let me pee. Like, can I pee? But they're like, nah, you can't pee. Not in here. And the reason why I think the rationale is because if I go pee, and then you want to go pee, they got to go wash and sanitize the bathrooms in between. And who the hell wants to do that? You know, honestly, who wants to be doing all that? So that's why they shut it down. So that does make sense. I shouldn't even be on there, but it's on there. Whatever. Number 5. Something else. 6 foot spaces between us as far as the social distancing. In the lines, though. The lines, that is, okay, that's fine. That makes sense. But then when I'm going to go get me some rice, and you're going to go get you some rice, and you're reaching over me, or you're right next to me, where's the social distancing at? So if we're going to social distance, it's supposed to be, you know, we need the social distance so hard. Why are you able to be right next to me in the aisle? Why are you and your baby screaming in my ear in the line like you're not following the rules? You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know what? I'm going to replace number 4, because now it does make sense to me. Number 4 with I don't forget. So never mind. I guess I'm not gonna replace it with that. Okay. So this video is hard because I've made it like 3 times trying to get it right. But anyway, number 6 is using the pandemic for an excuse for everything. For everything. Says like, oh, excuse me, you guys are out of rice. Oh, it's a pandemic. Okay. Well, you're out of deodorant too. Well, it's a pandemic, so. I don't understand how that got y'all ain't ordering the stuff no more. You saying every time y'all get some deodorant, everybody in the world come in here and get the deodorant? That's what you're saying to me? I don't understand. That leads me back into, that's weird. Leads me right into number 7, which is longer shipping times. Now, in 2021, I think the shipping times have gotten a lot better. But in the beginning, when the pandemic was going on, it was a long shipping times. And they would be like, okay, well, we're in a pandemic, so you know, it's going to take us this long to send you your stuff. But you took the money right away, though. So I don't understand why it's going to take you 6 weeks to send my item when you took the money right away. So, that, you know. Number 8. Whatever. Number 8 could be a video all by itself. Number 8 is social distancing on the airplane. And I'm only really speaking to Spirit Airline. Now, Spirit Airline, if you have never ridden Spirit Airline before, Spirit Airline is an airline that you only use if you absolutely have to. Like if you're going on a short trip or you have a family of 10 and you need everybody to be able to get on, then you need to use Spirit Airline because you need to get everybody on at an affordable price. But you have to going into Spirit Airlines, getting into, in a relationship with them, that once you pay them Spirit Airline prices, you're going to get Spirit Airline service. The stewardess are going to have an attitude. It's going to be what it is. If you have a complaint, you better suck it up because it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? They're the worst airline to me. But I use them. I use them because I have a large family, and when I take a short trip, then I'll use them. But this is what I'm saying with them as number 8. They would social distance, everybody would, in the airport. But once you got into the airplane, you would have to sit next to someone if you didn't buy all 3 seats in your row. Now, if you bought, it's just 2 of you all, and you guys are sitting there with one another, then they will sit someone in between you two or right next to you two. And it's like, I don't know this person. I don't want to sit next to them. And then their rows are not 6 feet apart. So technically, the airline should have been shut down during the pandemic because there was really no way unless you was going to not sell each other row. So that number 9 is wearing masks outside. Wearing masks outside to me don't make no damn sense. You're supposed to be breathing in fresh air. I seen some kids running during PE before the schools got shut down and they had their mask on. I'm like, poor kids. You're running, exerting all this energy in this air, and you're recycling the air within your mask. Like, I'm like, ew, like, why are we doing this to these kids? Like, they need fresh air. They're running. So number 10 doesn't make any sense to me. And y'all probably like, this ain't no big deal, but for me, it was like a pet peeve for me. Like, it didn't make any sense. I still get irritated to this day. And it's like, mind your own business. Why do you care? But when people are in their car alone and they masked up, it baffles me every time. Because I'm like, you're afraid of catching COVID from you? Like, you're going to get it from yourself? You're protecting yourself from yourself. Like, I don't get it. Unless your car suspiciously has COVID in it, I don't understand why you're wearing your mask while you're driving and you're in a closed space. Like, it's closed and it's just you. Unless you thought you had COVID before you got in there, and then once you got in there, you was like, let me cover it up so I don't get it from me. That's how it makes sense to me. I'm like, what the hell? And then last one, I got a bonus quite serious. It's not funny. Or it's not irritating. It was just very hurtful, and it was a nightmare. But when your loved one had to go to the hospital during the pandemic and you could not be with them. Now, I understand, all jokes aside, all irritation aside, I'm speaking to you all from my heart. It was a living nightmare. You know what I'm saying? To have a loved one be in the hospital and be so sick that they weren't able to walk was an experience I don't wish on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually making jokes and laughing and stuff, but that shit was real. It was very, very, very heartbreaking. When your loved one is scared and they can't do for themselves anymore, and the hospital says, no, you cannot come in with this person. You cannot be here for this person. And I just feel like that was so wrong because you're in a single room by yourself. So why can't your loved one be in there with you? Now, I might get some nurses on here. I'm not a big channel, so I probably won't even get around like that. But if ever I did, and some nurses be on here pissed off about the pandemic and whatever else, do a COVID test. Do a COVID test on the one person that you allow to be in there with their loved one. Do a COVID test on that person so that person can go in there and advocate for their loved one when they are barely speaking and they can't walk. Let somebody be in there with them. Is that serious? Because for you to leave your loved one in the hospital and they willing them off and you not knowing if you're going to see them again, that's a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. And I think that was wrong. I don't even know who I'm talking to, which hospital or whatever, but there was a way to do that. people lost their loved ones during this pandemic and they didn't even get to say goodbye. So anyway, we're going to get off the sad stuff. And so that was my take on the pandemic and the 10 things that to me didn't make no damn sense during this COVID. So see y'all.